a blockbuster movie coming out about Apollo 11 with one very important scene omitted. We're going to talk about that today on The Hollywood Conservative for The Rebel. Hi, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic and safe Labor Day. It was not a weekend without drama. If you haven't heard, there is a lot of controversy surrounding the upcoming space race movie, Ryan Gosling movie, called First Man. Reports emerged on Friday that they omitted the fact that Neil Armstrong planted our American flag on the moon, marking our country's contribution and victory, and forever solidifying the fact that Americans, we were the first to land on the moon. And of course, being an extremely patriotic person, this lit my America-loving soul on fire. I'm also very concerned about the direction our country is going with regards to our history and education. As a lot of you know, especially all of you who are parents, the history that kids are being taught today is highly revised. But since my emotionally charged tweet on Friday boycotting the movie, I had a long conversation with someone who is in the film industry. He's a conservative, actually. Now, I will still give you my opinion, which hasn't journeyed very far from my initial opinion, which is that this is complete and utter revisionist garbage, but I will also provide you with his perspective as well. Okay, on to my thoughts. This person I conversed with Friday morning, who will remain unnamed, expressed his concern that when you start telling a writer or director or creator how to create, you are essentially suppressing his or her free speech, which I completely agree with. But fortunately, I am also free to utilize my freedom of association, which means that I can choose not to see this film if I don't really like what it's portraying. I would also say that yes, you shouldn't dictate to a creator how they should create, but this is an important part of history, and it is symptomatic of a larger issue, which is suppressing American exceptionalism. We Americans, specifically the people who think like I do, we are coming off of 8 years with a president, Barack Obama, who went on an apology tour around the world in an attempt to elevate the status of other countries and suppress our own. There's a large faction of this country, probably a lot of you, who hated that culture of global butt kissing, and we are now looking forward to the pendulum swinging back in the other direction with a president who is working to achieve his America First agenda. So, who is someone of authority and credible opinion on the matter? I would say the second man to walk on the moon, Buzz Aldrin. By the way, Buzz was supposed to be the first person to walk on the moon. They had decided during the planning phase that it made more sense for the co-pilot to step out first. But Armstrong pulled rank as commander and forever solidified his name in history as the first man on the moon. But in a conveniently timed tweet, Buzz Aldrin posted pictures with friends this weekend. And in the picture, Aldrin is wearing a t-shirt depicting astronauts on the moon with, of course, the American flag. Seems he is trying to make a deliberate point here. But there's also the mankind perspective. We should all note that in addition to the flag that was planted on the moon, there was also a plaque on the lunar module that said this: "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." And it was signed by Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin, and Richard Nixon. So in addition to the American flag, there was also a very important imprint of Earth as a whole contributing to space exploration. The binary argument to that is a quote by Neil Armstrong himself where he says this: "The exciting part for me as a pilot was the landing on the moon. That was the time that we had achieved the national goal of putting Americans on the moon. National goal, not global goal." And he said explicitly, Americans, not humans. Yes, many of the world powers were racing to reach the moon first, so it is an achievement for all mankind, but I don't remember any of them paying for it. This mission and achievement was paid for by hundreds of millions of Americans. And to bring in a football reference, since football season is officially underway, this is like trying to celebrate the New England Patriots Super Bowl wins without crediting Tom Brady. Yeah, sure, it's a whole team effort, everybody played a part, blah, 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 blah. But we all know who the real winner was. In the space race football game, America is the quarterback. And my final thought on this pertains to the lead actor, Ryan Gosling, good old Canadian. It should be noted that in this era of Hollywood, where everyone takes any and every opportunity to rip on President Trump, he continually refrains from doing so. Ryan Gosling, from what I have seen, is one of the most apolitical actors in Hollywood. I Googled Ryan Gosling Trump, and literally the only thing that I could find was a skit that he and Will Ferrell did on Jimmy Kimmel a few years ago about Trump steaks and Trump knives. It wasn't the least bit offensive, and surprisingly, it wasn't scathing at all towards President Trump. And then one more final thought. Just to toot my alma mater, Auburn's horn a little, this movie is based on a book written by an Auburn University history professor, James Hansen. So, now that you know how I feel and maybe see the other perspective on the issue, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. I know a lot of us have some very strong opinions about it, so will you guys be boycotting the movie? I'm still kind of on the fence, but let us know. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from all of us here at The Rebel, subscribe to our premium content at www.TheRebel.media/shows. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitter for all of our latest news, and download our new app for The Rebel Media on the App Store. That way you'll have instant and easy access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda, Head for The Rebel.